So, back after the run, and how did we do today? So, the Atreyu The Artist. So I did just over 5k, roughly about 350 per k. And lap wise, first lap 6:33, second lap mile 6:04, and then the third lap 5:58. So wasn't expecting to go as fast as I didn't plan to today. And then a secondary part to that, warm down just over 3.26 k's at 4:18 as a chill. So both fast paces. I have to say the last mile at 5:58 did not necessarily feel like a 5:58 mile, not because it didn't feel quick, but just because it just didn't feel as though I kind of was at that pace, and it didn't feel hard at all. And it's an October day, and it's not super warm, it's not cold, and you know, I'm sweating away here, but you know, I don't feel tired, and you know, these speak for themselves. And I guess the conundrum with this shoe is, I would absolutely say to you, go out and buy this shoe and try this shoe, but you can't. It's really difficult to get. So they come out in batches. So I think the October batches, I think that's pretty much gone already. And I think they do batches 2 or 3 times a year, and they go really, really quickly. They do a base model, a trail model, and this. And this is just, I absolutely love this shoe. I would recommend this shoe, even at £110. It would be even better if they could find a way to come over to England and make them here. And even at £70, even, I would say that, you know, that's a deal. I'd give something like this Adios Pro. So this is £70. So this was £70, but this was on a deal, and this is old stock now. But at £70, I mean, this is an absolute steal as well. The upper on this is fantastic. The upper on this isn't really, really good. So, you know, I would say comparison wise, I would say that these are very similar shoes. I think the overall finish, the upper is better on the Adizero Adios Pro 2s, but I mean, if these were £65 brand new, you can pick these up for £65. I would say I equally enjoy this shoe as much as I do this shoe, and the quality of this shoe, because this is a £160 shoe, £180 shoe. This is a £60 shoe, £50 shoe, and it is absolutely amazing for me personally. So where would I put this among the super shoes? So Adizero Pro 2, I would say it is there or thereabouts with this particular shoe, and it's certainly on par. Vaporfly. Now some people will be probably screaming at me. I prefer this shoe to this shoe. If the Nike works for you, it's the quickest shoe, no dispute for an athlete. I'm not a proper, you know, I prefer this shoe over this shoe. So for me, the Artist wins over the Vaporfly. Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. I would say that these shoes are very similar. I prefer the overall feel of the Pro 3 over the Artist, but again, it all comes down to price. Do I, at 180 or two, I think this is still £220, I pay 140 quid for this. Even at £140, do I think that if you could pick this up for £50, is there enough between these two for me to pick this over this shoe? No. They are on par. The upper here is fantastic. Again, so I would say on par. The Speed 2. The Speed 2 is roughly about, I don't know, these days, £150. Picked this up again. I picked these up second hand, basically brand spanking new. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I've only been in these a few times and they're still fantastic to wear. You know, they feel really good. They are slick in the wet. The upper on these are fantastic. What do I prefer? I actually prefer these over the Speed 2s, mainly because Speed 2s, I just find them just a bit not flat, but they're very good. But this feels more like a top end shoe, because this tends to kind of get a bit meh. Like after like 10 miles it's a bit meh, whereas the Artist just keeps popping, just pop away. So even though this is a good shoe, and again £40, fantastic, but retail price, again, this wins. The Endorphin Pro #1, which wins. I hate that shoe. That's just an awful shoe. This wins hands down. That Pro 1, I just cannot stand that shoe. So no. And the king for me, the Alpha Fly. The Artist versus the Alpha Fly. Which one wins? Now, when you talk about price, so these are, so if we imagine these, I think these are worth £220. Again, I didn't pay that for these. I think I paid 150. Is there enough? So let's just say you pay £150 for that Alpha Fly compared to, let's just say, £60 for these. Is there enough difference between the Artist and this? Is there, you know, like £100? My answer on that is yes. The Artist is an amazing shoe. It is an amazing shoe that you can't get, that you can hardly get, and you're certainly not going to pick it up here for £50, £60. And this is an amazing shoe that is very expensive. So say £250. But if you can pick this up for £150, then of course it will win over this. But this does prove that this will push this shoe, because the thought of spending £250 on this, or say £80 on this, I could, this would be absolutely fine for you to race in your race. I said I've never been 26 miles in these, but would I take these out if I could? Yeah, I would, and I think I'd be okay in these. For £260, you know. So I think they've done an absolute fantastic thing with these shoes in being able to make these super shoes available to people, a limited amount of people in Texas, but they are a fantastic shoe. So if you can get this shoe, pick it up, because it is amazing. And out of 10, it has to be a 6 out of 10, because you can't get it. If you can pick it up and they bring them out over here and it's the same as a shoe, it's going to get a 10, but you can't get it. So, and on that note, thank you for, and on that note, thank you. This has been Stammerer. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.